Hello and welcome everyone to Ed Talk TV, Conversations Worth Having. I hope you are having a fantastic Friday. Oh my goodness, it is Friday. You made it. Congratulations, you made it. You made it to the end of the week and the weekend is near. So if this is your first time joining, welcome. My name is Ed. I'm your host and this is a business talk show. We talk about business, tech, and the user experience. Hello, Vicky. Hello. And we talk about just all kinds of things. You never know what you're going to get. Today's topic is actually Life 360. And I know parents out there, I see you, even if you're watching the replay, you guys are going to love this. And we're going to walk through it together, actually, because it's something that I just learned about. And, I only have a little bit of knowledge about it. So we're going to walk through it together. We're streaming on Instagram because the show goes live Monday through Friday on Facebook. It will also be on YouTube and be on the website, so that way it covers everyone. So don't worry if you don't have a Facebook account. And then on Instagram, you just get a different perspective of the show. You don't get to see like all the fancy screen shares that we do and everything. But we're there. Vicky from the UK is tuning in. Hello, hello. I know it's late over there. By the way, share this out. Be sure to comment. Not just to me, but to everyone who's tuning in, even our replay viewers. Don't forget about replay viewers. It's the weekend. I know I have a lot of you that catch up on all the episodes later on over on the blog. Yes, Erica, we're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about this. What? Erica on Facebook says, what is that shirt? Has Mickey seen this? I don't know if Mickey's seen this. We're debuting this today, though. So, We're also going to have a little bit of water. So hang on, I need to have some water. We'll talk about that in a second. Hey, Venus, welcome over on Facebook. Awesome. Welcome. So, yes, if this is your first time, I'm so glad you guys are here, especially on a Friday. Like, throw it up. Like, give me some emojis. Tell me how you're feeling. It has been a long week, Vicky on Facebook. It has been a long week. For those who are new, I'm going to pop in the comments on Facebook my links. It's one link that gets you access to everything you need. If you're following me and you like what I have to deliver, don't worry about anything else besides getting on my email list. Why? Because I'm not going to spam you. It's like once a week email, but it's our direct connection. So it's great that you follow me here, that you like my page and all that. But if you're not on my email list, then we're really not connected because if something happens to our social media platform here, we're out of luck. On Instagram, you have a link in my bio. That's an easy one for you as well. So everything's there. Paula on Facebook says, TGIF Friday with the hands up. What? Venus on Facebook, hey, watching the replay. No problem. You can always watch the replay, you guys. It's always available. Be sure to share with friends and let them know. This is what we're going to talk about today is actually going to be very beneficial for those who have kids. I know. And actually, I'm thinking it's like going to be great for anybody. Friends, family, all of that. So it's really, really good. Venus, I'm going to pop you up on the screen there. Welcome, Instagram fam. We are streaming on Facebook. This is where the show goes, but we also are here on Instagram to help you guys out as well, because I know some Instagram family members don't have Facebook, so that's why I like to cater as much as possible. Plus, it makes the show interesting. It makes it more interesting because then we can have both perspectives. You guys get a different view than Facebook, and we just go from there. So, normally we start the show with some random news, so let's just kick it off with some random news that's also going to be showing you guys what we're here for. So, yes, Erica, this is a new shirt. Just came in the mail. It's a little big. I got to still wash it. It's 100% cotton, so I got the large so it can shrink a little bit. And I'm still working on how I like this, but I guess it looks all right on camera. Looks all right. For Facebook, I got to go a little higher. Instagram, you guys have a portrait view, but on Facebook, we have a landscape view, so I can repurpose everything. So on Facebook, you don't really actually see it because my camera's up a little bit, so I have to step back and be like, hey, whoops, let's get that there. What's happening? It's Friday. How you guys feeling? You feeling all right? So anyway, yes, this is one of the new shirts that I just created in my store. Show up, deliver, engage. If you're new, that's my 3 core values. That's what we teach. That's how you're going to stand out here online and everywhere. And so some of you were getting on me for my merchandise. I needed to have more merchandise out there. So I did have some, but I just didn't update it. So I just updated it, and it's out there. Venus says fire. She's over on Facebook. I love it. And then I did update the mug. You guys love the mug, so I did update the mug. It's hashtag check with Ed. Trying to get consistent. And then I have it on, I'm going to be careful because I got the computer right here and I have water in here. But it says show up, deliver, and engage. I did just remove the website part because I wanted to keep it clean and I just want to be simple. And you guys already know. And if you search the hashtag check with Ed, I'm starting to have more things attached to that on any platform. So there you go. It's fun. So it's just something different. You know, it's cool. I have something else coming, but it's not here yet. So you'll have to wait till Monday, I guess. You'll just have to come back and hang out with us. But that's what's fun about all this stuff. You guys make it fun. So I wanted to share that with you guys. I didn't have other random news because it's been a very busy day. For those who don't know, I've actually been working with the Sonoma County Human Race and helping them with tech support, customer service, all tech stuff, social media stuff. It's been a blast. And so things are getting close because we have a big race coming up next Saturday, which is going to be great. And it's just amazing how many people are involved and all of that. So it's been busy with that and other client work and being able to hang out with you guys in the Hey Ed community and share some resources with you. If you don't know what I'm talking about, the link in the bio or in the comments will give you that info. But it's just a blast. Like literally, I'm just like, what is going on right now? Oh, and we can talk about in random news, the Gary Vee. It's like, this is like so crazy, you guys. So if you don't know Gary Vee, you should, and you can Google him. But I've been reading his book, Crushing It, a lot. And earlier this week, randomly, I had this dream where he ended up coming to town and picking me up, and we went as if I was an intern, but then later, like an hour later, it was like, oh, you're hired and you can hang and like, let's go do this. And it was like supposed to be building a new project, basically. Like, I don't know. I've never met Gary, by the way. I've never met him. This is just in my dream, right? So that was a couple days ago. Then this morning, I get a text because I'm on his First in Line program. So if you don't know what that is, go check it out. It's super cool. Even if you're not into anything that he's doing or whatever, which you should pay attention to. But if you're not, that's okay. But still make note of what he's doing in terms of the First in Line, his wine club, his books, all that stuff. Like, make note. So part of that is you get kind of like the VIP heads up or whatever. And there was a video talking about how he is doing this 24-hour challenge that started this morning. And he wants people on Twitter to use a certain hashtag and use a GIF image of him and then put why they should go to breakfast with him. Basically, he's going to be able to go meet with one person for a couple hours and have breakfast with them. So, of course, I'm like watching this and I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. Is this really happening? I mean, I didn't win anything that I know of yet. And I'm just saying, like, when I'm watching it, I was getting chills because I was like, I just literally had a dream 2 days ago about this. And so I tweeted him with all that information, and I even was like, listen, you can check your Facebook, you can check your Instagram, it's real. I didn't make that stuff up. Choose me. So anyway, there's some random news, and a lot of you guys have been showing support over on Twitter, which is awesome, super cool. And actually it's neat because Gary is trying to get more people to be more active on Twitter. And some of you guys who are supporting me over there haven't used your Twitter account for a while, and you're like, boom, let's do this. So it's cool to see the chain reaction and to see just what's going on and knowing that, no matter what happens, it's still fun to participate. Just like the hashtag shower challenge go. The weekend is here, you guys. I'm waiting for some videos. I need some fresh videos. What are you waiting on? If you have no idea what I'm talking about, no idea, tell me in the comments, and I will share the link to the blog post that I wrote about it because I put it all in one spot for you. But basically, in a nutshell, the hashtag shower challenge go, all one word, is you literally picking a song. You can get the musical.ly app. It's free. You can lip sing if you want, or you can really sing. And all you're doing is you're going into your shower, no water, fully clothed, and doing a 15-second clip. Some have done longer, where you're literally just lip singing or really singing, and then you're posting that on social media for us to look at and have a good time. That's it. That's all we are. That's it. Vicky on Facebook says, I know you two will meet its fate. Vicky, it's actually really exciting to think about that. I will say, I'm not trying to jinx anything, but it's really exciting when you think about that and just what could happen. So anyway, Paula says on Facebook, it's coming, fire. That's what we're talking about. So think about that, and let's kind of recap a teeny bit before we jump into today's content. This whole week, actually, I sent out my newsletter this morning. Well, sort of this morning. So points for me. Hey, what up? I got it out there. So I was recapping, what we've talked about this past week, and it's funny when you look back at things, right? We talk about this a lot. You have to document your processes. You have to document what you're doing. Yes, you got to do all these things on your to-do list, but are you documenting it? Are you making note of all this stuff? Because that's your content. That's what you can use at some point. You may not use it now, but at some point you will. And so with that, you want to make sure that you are making notes and documenting things and pausing and looking back at what you've done regularly. And so right before I sent out the newsletter today, I ended up looking at the content that I was sharing with you guys and showing that the theme this week, the consistent theme, has been all around, where is it? Engagement. Look, I could just wear this shirt every day and point to which one we're talking about. How fun is that? So if you're new, it's a business talk show. That's what we do. We just have fun around here. The whole week we've talked a lot about being engaged and how do you show up? How do you deliver? How do you get your audience to really, how do you stand out for your audience? So we've talked about that all this week. If you missed any episodes, you can always use the link in the bio if you're on Instagram, or the link in the comments if you're on Facebook, and it will give you everything. You got join my email list, you got Hey Ed community, you got work with me, learn from me, you even got Ed Talk TV episodes. I mean, I literally am putting everything right there in one click for you. So there you go. But we talked about all that stuff. And so then I kind of lost my train of thought. That will happen because sometimes you go 5 feet forward and then you have to reel it back. So we're talking about being able to reflect on the week. And so it's Friday. So I'm thinking, this is interesting. We've talked about this engagement, and highlighting the hashtag Shower Challenge Go is huge, because when you look at that, and there's a handful of us have done it, mostly on Facebook. Some are on Instagram, but most have been on Facebook. When you look at that and you think about just the fact that one person took the challenge, more than one person, but let's just break it all the way down. Because usually what happens is we're constantly thinking about, well, how many can we get? How many people will do this? And what if it's viral, and what if it goes viral and we have, 1 million followers and all these? Let's break it all the way down. So if you just can get one person to do it, you feel like $1 million. At least I do. I was like, somebody did it. This is awesome. And then there's a whole conversation around that. And then guess what? Somebody else does it. And that's what's been going on. And every single post, there's been a whole conversation going on there. You guys, like I told you the other day, I'm literally giving you so I have one of my dogs. I'm watching one of my friend's dogs, and she's like literally on the side over here. And I can't take a picture because I'm using my phone for Instagram, and I got you guys up here. She's literally sleeping, and all you can see is her teeth sticking out like this with a grin on her face. It's like hilarious. Anyway, so you literally, I'm telling you all week, I'm giving you free content. Not just me talking to you, but I'm giving you this hashtag Shower Challenge Go as your free content that you can run with that you can be a little vulnerable with your community, with your audience, that you can kind of break out of the box and they can kind of see that you really are fun. Because a lot of us are very strict into our professional box because we don't want to be judged, especially if we're starting out in entrepreneurship. We're still getting comfortable with being online and being in front of a camera and being live, all that stuff. This is your shot to just really just cut loose a little bit and have fun. Post it, make it public so that people can see, and then watch the conversation. Watch how you make somebody's day. It starts everything. And then guess what? Especially on Facebook, your post now gets pushed more to the top. Why? Because people actually are enjoying your content. They're having a conversation. They're watching and talking at the same time. So that I can only do so much. I can only do so much, but I'm encouraging you to do it and to get somebody else to do it too, because I'm waiting to see those videos. So this dog is killing me. I wish you guys could see this. So let's talk about today's content. How many of you guys, even if you're watching the replay, how many of you guys are parents? Or you're taking care of kids? Could be teenagers. Well, we'll stick with teenagers, but if you have younger ones, that's fine too. How many of you guys have kids? So let me know in the comments, even if you're watching the replay. And then also, are you using any sort of technology to help you keep tabs on them? That's what I want to find out. Are you using any technology to keep tabs on them? Paula on Facebook and Aaron on Facebook say yes. They're both moms. Perfect. Anybody else? I know a lot of you guys are tuning in via audio, which is great. For those who don't know, we definitely have a lot of people that will tune in just to listen while they're working and stuff, which is cool. Because, it's hard sometimes, especially if you're at a 9-to-5, it's hard to hear or watch somebody on Facebook all the time. So if you are not using any technology to track, well, let me rephrase that. If you're using technology to keep tabs on your kids, what device or what programs are you using? Then, if you're not, are you looking for programs to use? Are you kind of like, listen, I just got to keep tabs on my kid. Like, they're a good kid, but I'd like to know where they're at. I'm kind of curious, and going with that. Aaron on Facebook says, my kids aren't old enough to need remote access. Aaron, if they are over 1 year old, does that even sound right? If they're over 1 these days, I feel like they automatically get like an iPad and then the keys at like age 2, right? Isn't that weird? It's like, we didn't do that. I still had to, you guys, and I am not that old. Let's just put that out there. I'm not that old. But I still remember that when pagers came out, anybody remember that, even if you're watching the replay? If you're younger than I am and you're watching this and you're like, I don't know what a pager is, it's this little box that you used to clip onto your belt or anything that you would only get phone numbers sent to it. So it's kind of like voicemail before voicemail, where all you got was phone numbers, didn't get messages. I still remember, you guys, being able to, Aaron on Facebook says, had a pager in college. I still remember, I was dying to get this see-through green pager, because you could always get all these different colors and all these things. It was like a phone before phones. And so I still remember, I was like, I need to get this pager. I don't need it, but I want it. It's really cool. My parents were like, dude, number one, you don't need a pager. Who's going to page you? I'm right here. Like that's how my parents roll. And Paula on Facebook says, yes, I was fly because I worked for MCI and had two-way pager. See? Yep, the two-way pager. See, I wasn't that fancy. And so I was like, but mom, like, I need this pager. Come on, it's super cool. I'll be the cool kid, And it was one of those things like, listen, you can get one when you can afford the $14.95 a month bill for that pager. Until then, you ain't getting one. Like that's how I grew up. That's how I grew up. Anybody else can relate? Like, if I want it, I gotta work for it. hence why I work all the time. So it's one of those things that I still remember I had to do that. Same thing came up with the phone, which we're not there yet. But so with the pager, all you could do was get phone numbers. But then you would try to you would try to have put the numbers backwards so that when you read the pager upside down, it would say hello or I love you or whatever. Like all these. Listen, we got real creative back then. Texting, what? You throw in an emoji and it's like, okay, that's creativity. So, it is weird. Sorry about that. Instagram. Here's the weird thing is on Instagram, when I get a call, it will put the screen black. So I'm still live, but I can't see anybody. So, well, I'm only looking at myself, but still, it's a little weird. So, let's see if that will work. Nope. All right. Instagram, I'm gonna go out again. So anyway, so there's that for the pager. And then you have, we'll just take off this Instagram. They should be on Facebook anyway right now. I'm just kidding. So when it comes to the pager, we went for the pager and then we went to the phone. And then after the phone, it was like, yeah, you can get a phone as soon as you can afford that bill. And as soon as you can afford the deposit. How many of you had to pay for a deposit? I had to pay $400 for a deposit, I think, because I didn't have any established credit. So, yes, I could afford the phone and the monthly bill, but I had to also pay for the established credit fee, whatever it was. So anyway, there's that. Erica on Facebook says, you need to turn on Do Not Disturb. Yeah, but see, that's the thing though, Erica. See, Erica's trying to school me. She's like, oh, this is my moment to get Ed. This is the tech giant, the tech guru. I'm a swoop in and tell this guy what's up. I appreciate that, and it's good. However, I got that Wi-Fi calling turned on. So even if I have Do Not Disturb turned on, I'm still going to get that. And it's usually just junk calls, so whatever. But you are correct. Do Not Disturb is a good one, so I appreciate that. See, we have so much fun here on the show, and that's why it's like, you just show up, hang out, get whatever you need, and then you're out. So, when it comes to this dog is killing me. When it comes to technology, we've really advanced in all of these different ways to be able to communicate and be able to take something so simple. You can't, Erica, you can't take me anywhere, I swear. If you guys take me anywhere, we're going to have a good time, and it's going to just be some fun. It's just going to be fun. You already know. See, I can't even talk. So we've seen the advances, like we started with pagers, then we got cell phones, and then we kind of have, the iCloud tracking and stuff. But given all the different apps out there, I just got introduced to this one that seems super cool. And again, I have not played around with this yet. I wanted to download it, but I haven't done it yet because it's just been a busy day. So we're going to kind of walk through this ourselves here. I'm actually on Facebook going to do a screen share so that way you guys can see what I'm talking about. Instagram, I will just let you guys know what we're talking about, and then, you're just looking at me. But let me go over here and go there. So the app is called Life 360. It's new to me. I don't know how old it is, but it's new to me. And let me actually go ahead and go back to the main page. Well, Instagram, we're just going to close down Instagram. There we go. So anyway, Facebook is apparently I'm popular during this time frame, so we're just not gonna even try it. So on here, you have the peace of mind. Give your family peace of mind. I'm going to try to see if I can get the other video up. And we're going to watch this. So let me get this open. Check this out.
Families can be challenging, but they're also the people who are there for us when we really need someone. That's why it's important to stay together, even when you're not. And Life Life360 does just that. It brings you closer when you're apart. You'll see your whole family on a private map and be able to stay in touch with the one-tap check-in button. As a parent, it's great because you'll always know where your kids are. And kids like it because checking in is better than having to talk to mommy in front of their friends. If there ever is a problem, there's an alert button, and everyone in the family gets an instant email, voicemail, and text message. For your family's most popular stops like school, work, and home, Life360 can send automatic notifications so you know when people come and go. The chat feature makes it easy to meet up, tell someone you're running late, or get them to snag dog food on their way home. Life360 starts with your family circle, but you can create circles for other groups like grandparents, the babysitter, the Little League team, and more. If you're the one creating the group, you decide who's in and who gets the boot. Messaging, location sharing, and check-ins are all circle specific, so no one will see anything that isn't for them. And you can turn location sharing off and on whenever you feel like it. It's Life360, and it brings you closer to the people you love. Life360, the new family circle.
So I don't know, what do you guys think about that? Even if you're watching the replay, what do you think of just that, what you've seen there on the app? It's one of those things that Paula says, I'm sure my college daughter would love this. Yeah, you know, it's interesting. I will say it's very interesting from what I see. Can you guess what my first thought was after being interested about it? Can you guess, just in terms of the app tracks you and it shows you where people are, and it shows, most importantly, where the kids are and how they're getting from point A to point B. Can you guess what my first thought was around that? Aaron says, has anyone here seen The Circle? I have not. I feel like I've heard of that, but I have not seen it. Welcome those joining. But this one, you'll have to tell us, Aaron, in the comments a little bit more, I think. But what I like about this, so a friend of mine was showing, Mickey, yes. Mickey, did you see? I have to stand up higher because my camera, I have it a little low. Did you see that? Look at it. Just because Mickey's here and a few others jumped in, we just got this in the mail, which I'm super happy. Whoops, I got to move this. We just got this in the mail, super happy. And then I updated the mug. And I actually got rid of the website there. I removed that, so it's actually cleaner than this one. But it's fun. It's exciting. Mickey, yes, security. More importantly, so let me break it down. So security, yes, but it wasn't the security you're probably thinking. They're saying that these circles are protected, and it's one of those things where the whoever's in your circle, that's the only people that can see the information and all of that. And you can turn off your location sharing and all that. My first question, though, so my personal trainer has 2 boys, and that's why she was showing me this app. She's like, hey, have you checked out this app? It's super cool. Like, it tells me when my kids get home, and it shows you actually, like, I'm really intrigued by this because it shows you, oh, yeah, Aaron, yes, that's right. The circle. She was talking about the circle. Yeah, the social network meets 1984. Yeah. The circle was really interesting. I think I only saw that on Amazon Prime for that. Mickey, yes, privacy. So my personal trainer, we were working out today, and, well, I was working out today. She was showing me. And she was showing me this app, and she's like, how did my son get home so fast? And she pulls it up. It's like Uber, like the Uber app, where you can like see the route that your kid goes on or whoever's in your circle. Then you can also see how fast they were going on the freeway. Like, what? And I'm sure it has so many other things. Like, it's a trip to see. Let me pull up the product tour, and we'll switch back over to that so you guys can see it. Let's see. It's really crazy. So that really is interesting to me. So see how you can see somebody arrived at school. Awesome. You have your group connections, and then you're in control. Now, when it comes to the location sharing, I personally wasn't so, of course, security came to mind, and I was like, oh, but what if somebody hacks this and whatever? And I was like, well, whatever. They're going to hack everything, so they're going to see where I'm at. But My curiosity, and I did not find this in the quick 5 minutes before jumping onto the show, my curiosity more importantly was around the actual kids being able to turn off the location. Because here's the thing. I'm thinking, okay, I'm not a parent, but I'm going to put my parent hat on. I've worked with kids for all my life. So as a parent, you're installing this app or having them install the app, and you're wanting to track them to see where they're at. Okay, cool. But what if you get that kid who's kind of like, yeah, you're not tracking me. Good, you installed it, awesome, but boop, turning off my location. So that was my first thought is, okay, but is there parental controls to allow you to lock that on in the on position, so then that way your kids can't turn it off? Because teenagers they don't want you all up in their business because they think they're big, bad, and tough. Teenagers, I love you guys, but I'm talking real talk with the parents here, okay? So it's one of those things that you have to think about. And when we're thinking about business and we're thinking about, apps and websites and all of this stuff, that's the process that you have to think through. Okay, you have this great app. I'm assuming it's great. I haven't used it yet, actually. But let's positive intent. It's a great app. It shows you exactly what you want to know, where your kid starts at, where they end up at, how long it took them, all of that. There's quick check-in, so they don't even have to worry about calling or texting. You can just tap that you're checked in, or it's automatic, I think. Super cool features, right? Then you have to think, okay, we have all these awesome features, but Mickey says, my kid turns it off, then my kid has no phone. Exactly. Yeah, that's how you would have to position it to your kids. And maybe that is the only option for that. But, of course, I'm always like, and then? But what if? Does it have this? That's just how my brain works. So I haven't researched it. They probably have it. I'm going to guess they probably have it. I'm kind of looking down below to see. But I'm just wondering if, let's pretend that they don't have the parental controls. That would be an awesome feature to add, right? Where you, as the parent, can go in, say yes to certain things, like keeping location on at all times, and then punch in a code. And then it's set so that, little Billy doesn't go in and turn it off, because he can't. Now, the other cool thing that my trainer was showing me is that it actually shows, and I liked this feature, the battery percentage of each person's phone. I thought that was smart. I thought that was really smart because, let me just catch the cliffhanger. Let me catch up on the comments. Aaron says, airplane mode, turn off a phone, leave phone somewhere else. If they don't want to be tracked, they will find a way. Exactly. That's the thing, Aaron. So that's why I'm thinking, if they don't have that feature built in, that's probably their thinking too. I mean, at the end of the day, there's always a way. There's always a way. But to me, using this app tells me, my kid, I don't trust you. Oh, interesting, Aaron. That's an interesting perspective. Yeah. And then when it comes to the cliffhanger I left you guys at, is going through and adding this kind of a feature, but having that battery percentage, I think is really cool, because what's different, at least with iCloud, is you can see I think if you log in on iCloud.com, you can actually see the actual battery percentage of your devices if they're on, if they're still charged. But I don't think that you can see it conveniently on your actual device for that. And so what I'm thinking of is with this one, the fact that it's right there next to each profile, super cool. Because then it's like, if their battery's running low, especially if they're younger, you could be like, hey, you should probably plug in your phone. Get some battery in there. Because, they're not paying attention to that stuff. I mean, maybe they are, but they're too busy, hanging out, doing other things. So it's hard to say. But I thought that was a cool feature, and that's just a little thing that I saw, Mickey says, that's great so that they can't say that their battery died. Yeah, it's really an interesting app. And I figured it would be a good one to talk about on a Friday, because it's the end of the week. We're kind of just relaxing a little bit. A lot of us are probably traveling, doing other things. Here is the cool thing. Now, Aaron, this might change a little bit for the perspective. What I like, actually, I'm going to show it to you. Let me flip the screen here. I do like this selling point. Driving peace of mind for the entire family. Crash detection and emergency response, driving analysis and weekly report, 24/7 driver care support. No idea what that is, but I thought that was cool too. So it's very interesting, and apparently this is a free app. I'm curious where the paid portion comes into play. I have not gone that far with this, but I can only imagine that there's got to be some kind of paid subscription or something that's tied into this. Maybe it comes in with these weekly reports. Maybe it comes in with the roadside assistance here. That we're experiencing this together, exploring this. Let's see. Yep. So see, here we go. There you go. So for this part, the Drive Protect, you can say have it for 7 days, cancel anytime. So for there, you can see that there's stuff going on. Notice though, and this is a good route to go when you're looking at websites. We're looking at a product, right? So we saw the product, we got a product tour. Here's the plus. So that's probably going to be subscription. That's where the money comes in. 30-day location history, unlimited place alerts, and 24/7 support. Sounds great. And then you have to read through. These are the types of websites you want to browse for ideas on how to organize your website. What information should you be highlighting? What photos should you be highlighting with that? I'm just trying to spark the ideas here for you to kind of give you an idea of how you can go about creating, designing, fine-tuning your website. Notice the top menu here. We had the product tour, the plus. There's the Driver Protect. Look at that. Stories. Let's click on that. If you were here yesterday, we talked about Ford releasing their pilot program, which is I think it was Go Ride, something like that, and how I was giving them advice, because I don't know if they actually are doing this, but I gave them advice that I hope they're documenting the stories and what people are doing and how they're using the service. Well, look at this. Look how smart Life 360 is. They have it highlighted right at the top so you can see it. Meet our happy Life 360 customers. Look at these guys. Look how happy everyone is. Let's go ahead and click on somebody. Let's see what happens. Oh, snap! Look at this. Let's bring it back for a second. Are you picking up what they're doing right now? Are you? If you're listening, you got to make sure you watch this later. Make note of this time, 38 minutes into the show. Make sure that you come back and look at this. First, we're on me right now, but we're going to get back to it. This is what it's all about. They know that they've built an app that is good based off of what we've seen already, but how can we get to better? How can we reach our target market? Because you can go get, all these other auto apps and other things that track your whereabouts, but how are they standing out? Well, let's take a look. They're standing out because they're sharing stories. How Tanya found Life 360. Interesting. How Tanya and her family use Life 360. What Tanya loves most about Life 360. Are you guys picking up what this is relating to? Anybody want to take a guess, even if you're watching the replay? Where are these questions coming from? Anybody want to take a guess? I will say I'm loving this. This is really, really cool. They also included a photo. They included a little quote. This is smart. Life 360, you guys are having my vote of approval right now. I don't even have the app yet, and I'm like, wow, this is good. How Life 360 saved the day. Doesn't everyone want to read about that? Lessons learned. Look at that. Life 360, lesson learned. Ability to provide safety isn't just for mom and dad. It is something for the kids too. I think for my son that it's a relief when he gets an I am safe check-in from us during a trek. Of course, he says he is just being sure he knows we're okay. Sorry, you guys, I'm like blah, 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 blah. This is super cool. Now, the only thing I would say for this page that there's opportunity, and you guys might already see it, is I would love to see these bold. Either bold or put it in this purple. Tammy, I know Tammy might be tuning in at this later, but I would like to see maybe this purple carried over so that it can pop more. And then it could be bold or not, but I want these to stand out because these are cool. These are really good. Right, Tiffany? Tiffany says, love it already. It's really neat. I'm kind of obsessed right now about this site. But if they can make these purple, just like their brand colors, so that they pop out on the page a little more, it'd be good. Coming back to that question I was mentioning earlier, or that comment I made, where these are coming from, think about it. These are survey questions, feedback questions. Woo! We love feedback. We love it because it shows us our strengths and our opportunities. It gives us customer stories. It gives us testimonials / reviews. All of that applies. I'm going to pop this. I'm going to put this in the comments. So if you're watching the replay, you need to take a look at this site. Even if you don't want this app, I'm going to pop that in the comments there. You should still reference this website just to see how it's laid out. I'm not saying everything here is perfect, but it is a good example of things that you can pull from. There's ideas here. This stories is really cool. And Life 360, if you're watching, because you never know, and I will try to tag you in this post afterwards, but if you're watching, that's the only thing I would add here. I would just make this your brand color, see what it looks like, maybe make it bold, call it a day. There you go. See, that's why you guys never know what's going to happen on Ed Talk TV. That's why you should always share and invite your friends, because you never know. We might have free branding and website reviews and all that stuff. It's awesome. So let's just take another look. I just want to see here. Yeah, see? This is super cool. And then look at, okay, so we didn't see this on the other one because I didn't scroll down enough. So not only do they have the story, they have the real people, they have the survey questions. Look at what they have at the bottom for the call to action. Boom. Boom. You guys. Oh my goodness. I can't give it hearts right now. Let's give it hearts for me, because this is the yes. You guys are rocking this. Mickey says, I love that they use the term stories because that is relational to social media. Totally, Mickey. It really is. I am very impressed. See, this is what happens when we do a first look together. I like this. Okay, so we saw the top menu. We're kind of going through here. They obviously have a blog. Let's just quickly check it out. We have some time. So, boom. What's the first thing that happens after it loads the page? Sorry. There we go. What's the first thing that happens? Call to action. Subscribe to our blog. Sign up to be on our email list. Well, there you go. Nothing fancy, right? Nothing fancy. But it gets the job done. Gets the job done. There's just regular blog posts. Cool. There you go. Awesome. Okay. Let's take a look at support. I'm kind of walking through with you on this because, one, I'm curious, but two, I'm hoping that it helps you when you think about website design and branding and how you can maybe go about things for your business. So support, perfect. You have the search, which is great. I actually had somebody the other day who's brand new to me give me some amazing feedback on my website. And, you know, because I don't know if all of you guys have been to my website, but for the last 3 months or so, I kind of went through and just did an overhaul and really like cleaned things up. And there's still more to do. Trust me, there's still more to do. But it's in a better place than it was. So then I had somebody who's brand new to me went through and gave me some raw, valuable feedback and went through the whole thing. It was just amazing. And being able to be like, this is what this process is like. Basically, we're going through this raw right now, kind of doing this website review. It's not really a review, but it kind of is because we went there to look for the app, but now I'm curious and I want to show it to you guys. But the point is that you want to do this raw feedback for yourself, but also have others do it for you if they can, because you learn so much. Like, for instance, I had a link that was going to the wrong page that I thought was already gone, but I didn't update it. The Hey Ed page, you guys, I'm going to show this to you, and you guys, if you've seen it before, it's going to look totally different because of the feedback that I got. Now, I'm not saying it's perfect, and you guys are, even if you're watching the replay, you can take a look at this page later and provide any feedback you have about it. But it definitely talks more to you and helps you figure out if this is worth it or not for you. So let me share my screen. So before I used to have Hey Ed here. So of course, if you know me, cool, but a lot of you may not, and this may be your first time. So that's kind of like, well, I don't know this guy, so bye. Well, now I made it into a question. Do you fear tech? Are you struggling with what to do next? What if I told you there's a community made just for you? A community with resources that you can actually use and understand that will help you move forward. A community where entrepreneurs, small business owners, and nonprofits come together to learn how they can show up, deliver, and engage with their audience. Join the Hey Ed community. That's the first call to action. But then if you scroll down, imagine if. You're like, oh, let's imagine for a second. If all I had to say was, quote, Hey Ed, I need help with ... and you got an answer. Well, that's pretty darn good. And then, I go into the different bullet points, and then I have another call to action. Super clean, simple. Again, it's not 100% like perfect, but it's better than what it was. Then I go into membership benefits, because, if you're still curious, you're still going to scroll. Then I go into testimonials. Mickey, shout out to Mickey. She's right here. I really love that. This is like one of my favorite basic images that I created, but I just love the way it came out. So it is what it is. And then if you still didn't know me, you could look at my video, and then there's more ways. And then we have Chrissy. Shout outs to Chrissy. I did a training video that I posted there, and then so forth. But notice how it's broken up, kind of like what we saw back here on Life 360. You have your sections. This is going to load. So you have your sections here. And then on the let's go to the Drive Protect. I think that was the one. If we're on the Drive Protect section, call to action. Short, sweet, to the point. Keep scrolling. Short, sweet, to the point with that call to action. So it's that stuff that you want to look at. Let me catch up on the comments. Mickey says, I love that you use the term store. Oh, yeah, we saw that one. Tiffany says, yes, Mickey. And Erica says, that's really good. All of this I think is really good. I don't really remember when that comment came in, but thank you. So it's one of those things that these are the examples that you can run with to help you with your site. Because again, you guys, our sites are never going to be perfect. There's always going to be room for opportunity. You're always going to have one more thing to add or to change or to tweak. But don't let that stop you from hitting that publish. Don't let that stop you from sharing that with somebody. Oh, Erica was talking about my site and and its flow. Thank you, Erica. Yeah, last night was, you guys. So last night was yesterday was a very long day of different calls and trainings. It was fantastic. I loved every minute of it. But it got to the point where at the end of the night, I was like, okay, cool. Like, I'm just gonna sit here and I'm just gonna be an autopilot, after 6 o'clock. But it was one of those days where I just learned so much, and it was so cool to have all these different interactions. And then I just couldn't help myself. I wanted to review the feedback that I had gotten through a friend, because we did a video one, and I went through and I was just so inspired. It's like, let me just do this right now. So I wrote it down, pen and paper. I wrote it down, and then I went to the computer. I looked at what I had. Then I went in and started making my edits. And I spent some time. Edit one section, look at it, make any changes, and then move on. So you got to take your pages and do them in sections. Even if your page doesn't have technically sections on the front end like we saw here, think in your head, sections, bite-sized pieces. What can we do? How can we make it better? That's what we're about. Mickey says, thank you so much for sharing this. I will be making changes to my site that is more toward the customer perspective. Super helpful. Oh, good. Yeah, it's one of those things that it helps to see and to have somebody point these out, right? And I'm saying it even for myself. I need that outside perspective because we're too close. We're too critical. We're too close. We're too focused on, us and what we're trying to accomplish, which is fine, which is why we hire people to help us, because we need that outside perspective. We need to be able to figure out what we're missing, what we can improve on. And so that's really what it's about. So this Life 360, I'm really liking this. You have it in the comments. It's great. Let's take a look real quick at their download page. Let me bring you guys back. So this is a cool feature. Oops. Let me go. So I went to their downloads page, and look where it takes me. Download Life 360 for free, enter your mobile number, and hit send text. Or just go here. What do we call this? Anybody, even if you're watching the replay, what do we call this page? That's right. It's called a landing page. Yes, this is their landing page. Now, it wasn't necessarily on the homepage, and that's fine. This is their /sign up page that they can share to anybody. And all they have to do is pop in their phone number if they want to get a text, or they download it from their store right here. Super simple, straightforward, nothing fancy. And I love that they had /sign up. Do you guys realize that is very helpful when you are creating your links on your page? Short and sweet. Try to have it very descriptive. This is your website, /sign up, if that's what you want for your email list. Support, if that's what you want for your support page. Contact, all that stuff. That's what you want to try to think about, is those types of things. So anyway, I know that we kind of, went all over the place, but I think that was pretty darn good, especially for a Friday, and you guys are still here, so it's awesome. I'm going to let you go a few minutes early because I got to get back to some emails, some important ones, but I hope that was helpful and that you guys have a fantastic weekend. Be sure to share this out, comment. If you need anything, my link is in the comments. That will get you everything you need. Don't forget to sign up to the email list because that's how you stay connected with me, just in case. And those who are in the Hey Ed community, I'll be seeing you guys soon, I'm sure. And everyone else, have a fantastic weekend, and we'll see you later. Take care.